The following presentation is a work of fiction, for entertainment purposes only. Any similarities to real-life people and events are purely coincidental. This presentation contains messages and sounds that may be disturbing and/or frightening to some viewers. This presentation also contains valid emergency alert system tones. Misuse of these tones, such as playing them over radio or television waves, may trigger a real emergency alert system activation. The content creator will not be held responsible for any real emergency alert system activations as a result of misuse. Viewer discretion is advised. Civil danger warning. The following message is transmitted at the request of the Office of the Governor of Louisiana. This is not a test. The Governor of Louisiana is dead. During a live address to the state, the governor apparently became possessed, and pulled out a .38 special revolver and shot himself in the head. At this time, numerous reports of residents taking their own lives following attacks from these unknown supernatural creatures are pouring into local law enforcement. Officials are attempting to quarantine unaffected individuals from the rapidly growing number of affected individuals. If you are of a conscious state, you are urgently advised to head towards the barricade that has been set up for residents at New Orleans City Park. You will be given shelter, along with food and water for the duration of your stay. President Donald Trump is being moved to a secure location, and has deployed military forces to assist in the quarantine of the city of New Orleans. Martial law is now in effect. All roads and highways within Orleans Parish are shut down, and no one is allowed to enter or leave New Orleans. There have been no reports of any supernatural activity outside of the city as of yet, and officials are working tirelessly to contain the situation within city limits. It cannot be stressed enough that if you value your very existence, you will go to New Orleans City Park immediately. If you refuse to leave where you currently are, you are facing something far worse than certain death. Stay tuned to this station for further updates on this dangerous situation.
All right, everybody, listen up. My name is Staff Sergeant Sykes. You are all now under quarantine. That means nobody gets in and nobody gets out without talking to me. You are in Building C, which can hold about 5,000 people. There are over 20 facilities set up in this area. So if you don't see your loved ones here, chances are they are in another facility. We will do our best over the course of the next few days to reunite you with your family and loved ones. But for tonight, nobody's leaving. These are direct orders from my supervising officer, and I am in charge of everyone and everything in this facility. We will get to each and every one of you to get your information when we are ready to move people around. But for now, get comfortable. This is where you will be staying the night. This night that seems to have been overrun by some enemy that even we are not equipped or qualified to fight. I did 2 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan, but this is by far the scariest and most hostile environment I have ever experienced. On the soil of my own country that I am sworn to defend. I don't want to alarm anybody, but we are in the midst of something that would scare even the most ardent of terrorists. Thank you everybody so much for your time. Stay alert, and we will get to all of you. You will receive a pair of military-grade goggles that are entirely blacked out on the outside, but enough light is let in to let you see. When you exit this facility, you absolutely must have these goggles on. But for now, no one is leaving anyway. I would recommend putting them on as soon as you get them. I will be directing my team to collect your information at this time. So please be prepared to tell us who you are and how many people you have missing. Thank you.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Louisiana Governor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser has been sworn in under emergency circumstances as the 57th Governor of Louisiana. The governor's mansion in Baton Rouge has been secured, and Governor Nungesser is closely monitoring all activity in the state. The demonic outbreak has spread to southern Mississippi and Alabama, where more reports of people having their souls overtaken by evil supernatural entities have occurred. At this time, members of the United States Armed Forces are gathering up civilians in New Orleans and bringing them to secure locations, such as Pan American Stadium and Delgado Community College. If you are under quarantine, you must wear your blacked-out military goggles at all times. Your chances of becoming possessed are drastically lowered if the demons cannot see your eyes. However, you are reminded that this is not a 100% guarantee. If you feel an evil presence around you, even if you have the goggles on, shut your eyes immediately. This is the only way to ensure that your soul is safe from the evil that surrounds you, no matter how afraid you are. All civilians are required to stay where they are at least until morning. If you leave your quarantine zone without authorization, you will be shot and killed on the spot. Stay tuned to this station for further updates as they become available.
This is WDSU News. I'm Charles Divins.
And I'm Gina Swanson.
We thank you for joining us tonight, wherever you are, on such a horrific night.
We're not sure what kind of audience we are broadcasting to tonight, if any, but we have a job to do, and we're going to do it. Albeit with these goggles we've been given. Not exactly stylish, eh, Gina?
Not the time for your jokes, Charles. If you're watching this, we are told to tell you to put your goggles on immediately. Every citizen in New Orleans and the suburbs of Orleans Parish should be in a quarantined area by now. If you are not in a quarantine zone, you must evacuate wherever you are right now and run to a police officer or military official for assistance. Martial law will be in effect indefinitely, and you are required to comply with all orders or face severe penalties.
That's right. We hope everyone is safe, or as safe as you possibly can be in a situation like this. We here in our news studio are quarantined as well. Our building is being used as a shelter for people who were displaced on this side of town. But we do want to bring you an update, as we have just learned that now Governor Billy Nungesser will provide a possible solution to combat our supernatural attack. We are expecting that momentarily, and we will bring it to you live from the governor's.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Office of the Governor of Louisiana. Please stand by for a message from Governor Nungesser. Please stand by for a message from Governor Nungesser.
Good evening, Louisiana. I come to you tonight on behalf of Governor Nungesser, as he is behind closed doors at this time, but has authorized me to deliver this message. Before I get into it, I cannot stress this enough. You must be wearing your issued goggles at all times. We have learned a bit about what we are dealing with here, and your goggles are your first line of protection. Governor Nungesser would like me to inform you that this is indeed a supernatural event. We can now confirm that bit of information. They are malicious in nature, and their purpose is to replace itself with your soul inside of your body and dispose of your soul. The body then becomes a manifestation of the human it used to be and can appear to be a perfectly normal person, but can deform and become a horrifying spirit in an instant. We have now learned that the images of New Orleans landmarks that many citizens have received on Snapchat were the locations of lost souls. The fog that surrounds them are the spirits of those who were lost. These locations have high readings of supernatural activity, and in addition to the teams of supernatural experts we have working to determine the cause of this attack, the governor is currently meeting with a group known as the Wicked Witches of the South. These are an independent group of women based in New Orleans who practice White Wicca, a special form of pagan witchcraft. They claim to be immune to evil energy, which is thanks to a cloak of white magic that keeps them safe in the face of evil. They confirm this by casting out the demonic entities on their own with no aid from the military. I'm going to go off script for a moment and say that before today, I was a non-believer in spiritual energy. However, that has all changed. And if this is our only chance to end this literal nightmare with witchcraft, then so be it. At the conclusion of the meeting with Governor Nungesser, the Wiccan Witches of the South will be transported to 724 Dumaine Street in New Orleans, the site of the Voodoo Museum, where they will attempt to cover the Ouija board that started all of this with a veil of white magic to keep it from spreading. Once the source of evil energy is contained, the demonic entities will begin to weaken, and they will be no more. It appears that the meeting has come to an end. Governor Nungesser will be transported to an undisclosed location, but would now like me to turn it over to the group entrusted with saving our lives.
Hello everyone. My name is Amy. That's spelled A-M-I-E, which means good fortune among friendship. I am a friend to all, even to those who don't like me. I've been given a huge responsibility, which I do not take lightly. Although we are known as Wiccan witches, we don't like to be called witches. We just thought the name was cute. I've been practicing white magic my whole life, and I have gotten proven results from it, even from skeptics. We do what we do because we know that there is evil in the world that cannot be seen. Now that it can be seen, and felt with all 5 senses, we must act now to reverse the damage caused by these evil spirits. We will do everything in our power to see to it that this energy will not only go away, but be replaced with good energy, and peaceful energy. We won't let you down. Wish us luck. Thank you for your time. Here we go.
That was a message from the Office of the Governor of Louisiana. This concludes operations under the Emergency Alert System. Regular programming will now resume.
Vicinity is secure. Bring them in.
Thank you, sir. You're all safe now. You can all take your goggles off. It'll be important that you all see this.
Okay. Everyone, remove your goggles.
That's better. Now, here is the Ouija board. It can't hurt you in here. We're all covered by white magic. But this is still radiating some very dark and evil energy. All I have to do is put the same spell I put over us over this Ouija board. Those demons have an infinite source of energy, as long as this board remains undisturbed. I am about to disturb it, and I can't guarantee it'll work the first time, but I need as much good energy as possible. Please have you and your men to gather around and witness this with good spirits. That should work.
Everyone gather round. Think happy thoughts, and be as positive as you can. That's an order.
Perfect. Now let's do this. I call upon the spirit of the night, the one who causes despair and fright. Your reign of evil will come to an end soon. Your darkness will not triumph the light of the moon. The energy you bring from the depths of hell will flee from the ringing of the Wiccan bell. All hail Amy.
All hail Amy. What the hell?
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States Department of Homeland Security. All clear. The supernatural attack on the southern United States that originated in New Orleans, Louisiana has been successfully contained. Paranormal experts and military officials confirm this, as the Ouija board that was thought to have been the source of energy for the demonic entities has been destroyed. The dark energy that came from the Voodoo Museum in New Orleans has subsided, and no unusual paranormal activity has been detected anywhere in the southern United States. Martial law will be lifted effective immediately, and citizens in quarantine zones are now allowed to leave their facilities and remove their goggles. The search for any people missing will continue, but it is unfortunately very doubtful that anyone who went missing may still be alive. Military officials will be aiding in reuniting displaced families and returning them home safely. A toll-free hotline is being set up for those who are still misplaced amongst all the confusion. The number is 1-800-328-7448. If you have survived this night, consider yourself very lucky, and you should be very grateful to be alive. Your government thanks you for your cooperation during this unprecedented turn of events, and you are encouraged to live your life in the best way you can. Stay tuned to this station for further updates as they develop.
Good evening, New Orleans. It feels so good to say good evening and know that it's actually true. This has been one Halloween night that felt like it would never end. But even though the evil of what this night has brought is behind us, unfortunately, the pain for many families throughout our area is just getting started.
That's right, Charles. Crews will be working well into the night to make sure that everyone is accounted for and try to get a few more answers to what seems to be a never-ending list of questions. How did this happen? Why did this happen? And can we be sure this will never happen again? These are just a few of the questions that we will all be left wondering about tonight, but for now it looks safe to say that things are more or less back to normal.
And we have one person to thank for that, the head witch of the Wiccan Witches of the South, Amy. She is here with us tonight, hopefully to clear things up on just what the hell happened tonight. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. Amy, how did this happen?
Well, Charles and Gina, we are always surrounded by supernatural energy. Most of the time it is benevolent energy, such as the spirits of people who have passed on to the next life. They may no longer be with us physically, but their energy is immortal. It's not witchcraft, it's physics. The conservation of energy law states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, it can only be transformed or transferred from one form to another. Wicca and science are really not all that different.
But this energy that was let loose tonight certainly could not be good energy.
It certainly was not. But people don't realize that we are also surrounded by malicious energy. It is a constant battle that we don't see with our eyes, but feel with our spirits. Most people are afraid of what they don't understand, which causes denial. Nobody wants to think about demons and things that go bump in the night, so if I don't think about it, it doesn't exist. Right? I don't think so. I would love for everyone to be more spiritual and be open to the positive energy that flows around them at all times.
So what exactly is the correlation between good energy and white Wicca, and tell us how you use that to end all of this.
White Wicca is an ancient form of pagan witchcraft. People think of witches as evil beings who perform hexes and fly on brooms. My job is to keep the bad energy away, with spells that conjure the good energy that the universe already provides. I'm really not doing much, I just use tools to transform and transfer energy from one form to another, just like the laws of physics say I can. There was an extremely high concentration of evil energy coming out from the Ouija board at the Voodoo Museum. Ouija and Voodoo are very dark forms of magic, and should never be played with, especially if you don't know what you're doing. In the end, good energy trumps bad energy. I don't know why, that sounds more like a question for a scientist. I used enough good energy to seal away the bad energy that the Ouija board released, and from there it was a domino effect. So once the bad energy from the Ouija board was sealed, the energy that was originally released could not strengthen, and was weakened by the good energy that was always here. That was the feeling of dread and despair that everyone had to be feeling tonight. Dread and despair are evil spirits, which are very powerful. The Ouija board was an open portal to wherever these evil spirits came from, and now that it's been closed off, they didn't stand a chance in this world that really is more good than evil. I'm a firm believer that the evil that is found in this universe comes from outside sources. Again, things that we don't see with our own eyes. And all too often people give that evil energy an opening into our world through the use of Ouija boards and voodoo. Even witchcraft. Did you know all magic is evil?
What do you mean all magic is evil? Didn't you use white magic to combat the dark magic that the demonic entities thrived on?
Yes, but magic is a special form of energy that is not from our natural universe. Even the good magic comes from an evil place. Just goes to show all of you to never play with magic. All magic is evil.
Excuse me?
All magic is evil.
What's going on here? Are you okay, Amy?
Oh my God.
The following message is transmitted by Amy. All magic is evil. You have all lost. Your souls belong to me. All magic is evil. I am more powerful than your mortal minds can ever comprehend. Nothing can contain me. Humanity is mine. All magic is evil. All magic is evil. All magic is evil. Your soul is my property. Your world is my property. Goodness is no more. You are doomed. You are mine. There is no more hope. All magic is evil. Welcome to darkness. You will never return. Eternal torment is yours. All for the glory of Amy. All hail Amy. Amy is evil. All magic is evil. All magic is evil. Amy is magic. Amy is evil. All magic is evil. All hail Amy. All magic is evil. You shouldn't have practiced magic. You shouldn't have played with magic. There is no more future. Eternity is your present. All magic is evil. I'm with you right now. Don't turn around. I'll always see you. Hello. Goodbye.